there she is. We got SI North America unlocked Flashpro. What's up, guys? It has been a minute and I am sorry for that, for the followers of the channel and the new ones to come. But let me tell you guys something. So big news coming up, and that news will be in the next video after this one. But this has been a long time coming. I have scoured the internet, searched all of the websites for sales, Instagram, OfferUp, everything. Even almost went brand new, but I'm so glad I didn't, because I waited it out because I didn't really need it, but I want it because it's sweet and it's kind of a must-have with what I have done to the FA5. That's right, there she is over there in the corner. You notice my trailer's gone because that's part of the big news. The trailer's not actually gone, it's just not being parked here anymore. But yeah, so let me get right into telling you what's going on. All right, guys, so we have finally picked up a few items for the FA5. The first one being Flashpro. Been wanting this for a while. I had it on my 06 FG2 that I had years back. It's a must-have with a good cold air intake and a full exhaust and a header. You didn't know I had a header, because I didn't, but I do now. So check this shit out, guys. So excited. Got both of these from my local buddy, literally 10 minutes from my house. Didn't have to order it. Didn't have to wait for it. Didn't have to get scammed on the internet. My boy Inventura, shout out to him at NA Performance, E-Man. He's got the red 10th gen that you've seen in the other video when we went for the canyon run. He works on all SIs, 10th gens, everything, 9th, 8th, all of them. He's just a Honda guru. Shout out to him. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So let's take a look. Look at this, guys. There she is. We got SI North America unlocked Flashpro. Let me just tell you, I got this and the header for a killer deal. So check this out. If you already know, you know. If you already know, you know. What's that say right there? Alpha. Skunk 2 Alpha header, catless. Yes, we'll be running that only in the streets of Mexico, not on the normal streets, just so you know. And that's going to go on in a little bit. I want to do something. I was going to throw the header on and then have basically a full bolt-on car. Intake, header, exhaust, right? You could do pulleys, throttle body spacer, other BS like that. That stuff doesn't really do that much. Anyways, I had that on my old car. I don't know if it really did much. But what I want to do is a little comparison. So basically, I have the Ktuned cold air intake and a Invidia Q300 catback exhaust. I'm going to load the Flashpro up, set some settings where I want it, probably exactly how I had my old car because I loved how that was. 4,500 RPM, first kick in for VTEC, 8,500 RPM, red line. We're going to get rid of rev hang, which is a known thing, and the throttle response is going to be way more instantaneous, and probably gain a little bit of horsepower, just because everything's going to be now set up for that. Now we're using the base maps that come in the Flashpro. Okay, so we're gonna do a video on that, installing the Flashpro, do a couple pulls before and after I load the Flashpro. Then I'm going to do another video of the header install, and then we'll do a reflash with their base map with the header on it, because there's one with cold air intake, header, exhaust. If you're all familiar with it, you probably already know what I'm saying. And then we're gonna run that for a minute, check it out, see how it works. I heard it's not ideal to run it that long because it's still not tuned for exactly what you have. It's just a they don't give you what company of intake and exhaust and all that shit you have. I think they have Skunk 2 on there, but I don't have everything Skunk 2, so it's going to be different. So what we're going to do is we are going to get some street pulls, and we're going to send that to Turbo Joe, who tuned the hatch. If you've seen that video, I'll put a link right here. For the tuning on the hatch, which was badass. We made 253 to the wheels, stock motor, full bolt-on K20 EG. Check out that video. And he's going to do an E-tune for me. I don't really need this thing dyno tuned. It's not a race car. It's not a drag car. It's a street car. He's going to be able to tune it well enough through just getting my my data logs that I give him, and we'll go from there. So let's get into putting the Flashpro on. All right, guys. So we're in the FA5. Like I said before, we got the Flashpro. I didn't show the process of me loading the Flashpro on the computer and all that, because I think most people know how to do that. If not, there's other videos out there, and that's not what this video is really about. But I can kind of explain it real quick, just so you know. You got your Flashpro, you know, your box. It plugs into your computer. Download the software. Load the map you want to. Lock it to your car. I will tell you, one thing I didn't know is it was an unlocked Flashpro when I got it, okay? But I tried to load the tune, and it wouldn't, because the old VIN and stuff was still kind of like on the Flashpro. Wasn't locked, but it was still there. So basically, to reissue a VIN, you basically plug your Flashpro into your OBD2 port, turn on your card, turn it over, not on. Boom, boom, 2 turnovers, turn it off. That'll match the new VIN into the Flashpro, and you're good. So, and it worked for me. Flawlessly plugged it in, got the tune. So what we're gonna go do first is we're gonna cruise out to the streets of Mexico. I have not loaded the new tune, which is just a straight up base map. It's, I believe that I have the, if I recall, I did it a couple days ago. I have an exhaust and intake. I have not put my header on yet, because I wanna do Flashpro with just intake and exhaust, and then I'll put my header on, redo the new tune that they have on there with the Skunk 2 everything. Skunk 2 intake, header, and exhaust, which basically will be the closest thing I can get before I get a real tune, because I have Ktuned cold air, I'll have the Skunk 2 alpha header, and the Invidia Q300. So that'll be the closest thing to it, right? So I'm gonna do 2 separate videos and compare and see if I feel any difference, notice anything. But this is gonna be the biggest difference, right? Stock map on this car right now. VTEC kicks in at 5800, red line's at 82. We got rev hang, we got delayed throttle response, all the garbage that comes on the car. We're gonna get rid of all that. We're gonna have 4500 RPM, low VTEC, 58 still on the high VTEC. We're gonna do 8500 RPM red line, and launch control set at 4000. It usually, I think, presets at 5, which is way too high. You're just gonna burn the tires off. 4000 is pretty decent, and it's right before VTEC, so yeah. So we're gonna get out here, do a couple pulls with the stock, everything, exactly how the car sits with just the intake exhaust, no Flashpro, inside and out, and then we'll load the tune in and hit it and see what happens. This is just, I'm gonna literally load it and go hit it. So you guys will be the first to see. Hopefully we don't have too much knock issues or anything like that, but I don't know how to tune, you know, hardly at all. I understand stuff, but I don't really know how to read the graphs. I've been watching videos and things like that, so I am gonna data log and do that, and then just kind of look over it myself and see if I'm running super lean or rich or anything like that. Maybe I can adjust those things by myself, but I'm still trying to learn, guys. So we'll go second gear. As you'll see, VTEC's at 5800. We'll do another second gear pull. We got the other camera outside, so we'll get a little bit closer to that one. Okay, we're gonna go second gear pull. We're at 4,500 RPM. Alright guys, so we just did a couple pulls. As you saw, You can see where VTEC kicks in, see how it sounds, things like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Flashpro now, and we are going to plug it in, and we are going to reflash the car with one of the preset base maps that comes with Flashpro. This one is just for a cold air intake. That's all I put on here. So basically stock tuned with a cold air intake, and I think I did the AEM version 2 because I think that's probably the closest thing. They didn't have like the Skunk 2 intake by itself. It's always like paired with a header exhaust or something. So this is the only one that I saw on there with the cold air intake only, except the engine, and I know the engine's not as good, so I just went AEM. So still not going to be accurate. Everything's still going to be kind of wonky, but we'll see how the VTEC cracks, and we'll do things like that. But let's get this plugged in. Your plug's right down here, up on the right. As you can see, I have this plug out. This goes up to my in-dash, which I have a couple gauges hooked up to, that you can actually monitor through this Kenwood. It's a pretty nice unit. So let me plug that in, and we'll get going. All right, Flashpro is plugged into the OBD2 port. You go to all power on. So not all the way turning it on. As you see, we have power. Okay. All we have to do is hit the data log one. Will flash every once in a while. You know, it just does that. And then you just basically hit the program button and you wait. There it is, it's on. So you do not touch it until that light turns off. Do not turn the ignition off. Do not do anything. Okay, we'll be back and we'll start it up. All right, guys, we had some major hiccups on loading the Flashpro. Note to self, make sure your firmware is updated and make sure that everything else is updated on your ECU. All right, guys, continuing on. It's been a little bit of time between the last clip and continuing on with this video, but anyways, so we were doing the Flashpro. We got everything ironed out with the Flashpro. We had a little bit of an issue with flashing the car, and this is a note to everybody to make sure that your firmware and the actual Flashpro program that you download is the most current version, because I used I got the new program, but I used the older firmware on the actual Flashpro. I did not update it, and it took the tune onto the Flashpro, but when I flashed the car, it put the car into, I think, what I've already described as the like a limp mode, or it's called like a, can't even remember what it's called, but it basically is limp mode, where your car won't even start. It shuts everything off. You have power, but nothing turns on. So not ideal. I was stuck out there. I had to go home, update everything, which I figured out that, and I updated it all. Went back, reflashed it. Car's good to go. It started right up. Took the tune. We're gonna go over to a street just down the way, and we're gonna do a couple pulls in car view to give you guys the after effects, and you're gonna see instantly how much better it is with the Flashpro. The car is untuned. This is base map straight from the Flashpro. Once I put the header on, I'm gonna reflash it with the intake header and exhaust tune they have on there for Skunk 2, because that'll be the closest thing, and drive that, see how that is. And then I am going to get an e-tune done by Turbo Joe, who tuned the hatch in the other video. So I'm not going to take it to the dyno. It's just a street car. I'm not, as long as it is running efficiently and good, and I'm not doing high knock numbers and not too lean, not too rich, that's all I care about. Just safe, reliable. Oh, there goes a two-door FG2. You know, just safe and reliable, and get a little more power out of it. That's all I'm after. So let's go over here and do a couple pulls. All right, guys, we'll do a second gear pull. We'll start at about 3,500 RPM. Here we go. Not bad. I'll do a third gear pull on going the other direction here in just a second. VTEC hits hard at 45. It's kind of like a two-stage deal, but yeah, it's like the first initial hit, and then another VTEC comes in at 5,800. So, all right, we're gonna go third gear pull, and you'll definitely be able to hear VTEC kick in for sure. second gear, third gear, 45. It's around 43, 45. Here we go. Full throttle right now. 58. It's definitely a big difference, guys. Big difference. All right, guys. Well, that's going to probably do it for this video. As you can see, Flashpro is super ideal. It's pretty cost effective, honestly. It's going to make your car run super, you know, probably the best it's ever ran, even from factory. And if you have modifications, you got to get it. So, I mean, you can buy them used for like 500 bucks now. And you have full tuning capabilities and adjustments of everything on the car. So, you want to dial it in, that's the way to go. But updates on that will come on the next video. We're going to do a full tune-up. I will go over all the details in the beginning of the next video and show you guys what we're doing. Doing a bunch of stuff. Going to give some TLC to the FA5. I've been driving it pretty hard and been super busy, as you can see in the previous video, with the house remodel and the shop, baby. That shop's coming along nice. Since that video, it's been like a month, so a lot has changed, and we're going to get into that on another video coming up too, quickly after the next. So keep your eyes open, guys. Big things are coming. Channel's growing, and we'll be racing soon, coming here in a couple months. All right, guys. Till then, appreciate all the likes, comments, get all that in there. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.